children, welcome to social science class. In the previous class, we learned the economic sectors on the basis of nature of activity. They are primary, secondary and tertiary sector. And how the goods and services are producing in this sector and how to calculate the production of goods and services in these sectors. And so today, let us discuss the economic sectors on the basis of nature of job. So, let us look the job of two persons. One is Kandha. She is working in an office. She attends the office from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and she gets a monthly salary the end of each month. And there is no need to go to office on Sundays. So that day she will get paid leave. And beside this salary, she also gets PF and other allowances, medical allowances like that. At the time of joining, and she has to sign some papers and is the follow the rules and regulations by the government. In another person, uh, so he works in a nearby Kamal. He works nearby shop. She goes to the shop from the 7:30 a.m. to and he works till 8 o'clock. Then he gets wages, daily wages, and there is no other allowances. So when the employer thinks at that time he is removed from the services. So what are the differences you can see the working condition of these two persons? So first one, Kanda, she is working in an organized sector, and another, the Kamal, is working in an unorganized sector. So what is the organized and unorganized sector? On the basis of nature of activity, nature of job. So the economic sectors can be classified into organized and unorganized sector. So what are the features of organized sector? And there is a regular work. So a correct time for work, regular work. And it assured the work in the organized sector. It assured the work, and those who are working in the organized sector will get monthly salary and has to follow person has to follow some rules and regulations by the government, and there is no need to go to office in the holidays, and that day that persons will get paid leave, and it also ensure the job security. And besides these things, so the organized sector ensure safe working environments or working conditions for the workers, and after the retirement that person get pension as well. So these are the features of organized sector. So that is why most of the persons are prefer to work in organized sectors. Do you understand the features or importance of organized sector? Why most of the people are prefer to work in the organized sector? So another category, it is unorganized sector. It is this sector, it is not uh, controlled by the government. Even the rules and regulations, they are not following it. So it is not controlled by the government, and most of the persons, those who are working in the unorganized sector, will get low payment, low wages, and there is no job security, and at any time the employer can leave or remove the person from the work, and they are often exploited. So these are the features of the unorganized sector. And difference between, what are the difference between organized and unorganized sector? And organized sector ensure job security, whereas unorganized sector there is no job security. And in organized sector it is monthly salary and ensure work, and here low wages and low pay and often exploited. And in the organized sector, so all the working conditions are the safe working conditions are environment, and here uh, most of the persons are often exploited. So these are the difference between organized and unorganized sector. Is it clear to you? And so there is in unorganized sector, so it is an urgent need to protect those who are working in the unorganized. Because of these reasons, it is not controlled by the government, low paid wages, low wages, and often exploited. So they require some protection from the side of the government. So the landless laborers, also farmers, also included in the, this category. For such people, the government introduced some steps. So the government should collect their crops and declare minimum support prices and create the facilities to provide them loans and provide that is seeds and fertilizers like that. In this way, the government should protect those who are working in the unorganized sector, especially in the agriculture. And so another category. So on the basis of ownership, so the economic sectors are classified into public sector and private sector on the basis of ownership and the services provided by the and public and private sector. So public sector, it is most of the assets are owned and services done owned services delivered by the government. And the private sector, it is an owned by the individual or a group of persons, and they provide some services. The aim of the public sector is to the welfare of the people. The same time, the aim of the private sector is to maximize their profit. So the most of the railways and transport, it is the public examples of public sector, and private sector, that is Tata, Reliance are the examples of private sector. So the society as a whole needs some basic services. So these services are mainly provided by the government. From where the government get amount or money to raise, from where the government raise funds for it, especially from the taxes. So it is a duty of the government to provide basic services to people. So the private sector, they are unable to provide such services because it needs high amount. If they are giving such service, providing such services, they charge huge amount of money. So that's the services like transport, bridge, construction of bridges, harbors, like that. So it is the most of the basic services are provided by the government, and to ensure the maximum welfare of the people. So these are the two sectors on the basis of ownership. And I hope all of you understand this topic, and I just summarize this topic. So what we learned from this chapter? Mainly economic sectors. Economic sectors can be classified on the basis of natural activity and on the nature of job and nature of ownership, and primary, secondary, tertiary, and organized and unorganized sector, then private and public sector. And and then how the government protect the employees in the unorganized sector, and why the people are, most of the people are prefer to work in the organized sector. So at the same time, most of the people are working in the unorganized sector. So these are the main concept in this chapter. I hope you, all of you, clear it. And okay, thank you children.